Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to be reviewing a brand new 2021 PAMU Z1. These were just released a few days ago. These are active noise cancelling earbuds with the low latency mode for gaming, and we're going to do a EBPMAN review, taking a look at the call quality and audio test like we always do. We'll check out the features. So let's get right to it. Now the very first thing we're going to take a look at is the battery life. So you can expect to get 6.5 hours of use with a single charge. And by the way, these can be used independently. So you can actually use one in one ear for some time and then switch back to the other. Now you're going to get 24 hours with the case. So again, it's going to give you well more than, I would say, several days, if not a week, depending on how much you use your earbuds. They are wireless charging as well, so that means that you can place them on a wireless charger and charge the case. Now, like we mentioned, they could be used independently, and they also have active noise canceling. They have a hybrid active noise canceling that's going to reduce the noise around you for up to 40 dB, and we're going to test this. Now, from a gaming mode, for those of you who like using your phone for gaming, you can expect the low latency mode to go as low as 130 milliseconds. Now, from a Bluetooth connectivity, Bluetooth 5.2, you have also 10-inch or 10 millimeters actually, 10 millimeters dynamic drivers, right? So that's going to give you some robust sound. It has also, within the app, 6 different EQ settings. So if you like pop, if you like rock, if you like classical, whatever it is, you'll be able to make those changes, and it's going to adjust the earbuds for you to give you the kind of experience that you're looking for. Now, it does have dual mic noise reduction technology, right? We're going to see how that works in our call quality test to see if they're great, good, or maybe even spectacular. Now, the last thing I'll mention is that they're IPX6 rated, which means they're going to be safe for the gym if you go on a run. And if you sweat like me, you shouldn't have a problem. Now, the very first thing we're going to take a look at is the case. And the case is relatively small. It's very portable. And I would say it fits what I would expect from a case, especially with all the earbuds coming out right now. It's kind of earbud season. The case has USB-C. It has a little tag here on the side that occasionally lights up for me. I'm going to put it right here on the wireless charger. And what you'll see is as soon as I put it in here and I get that sweet spot, we should see the little LED light come up. There you go. So you have your LED right there indicating it, and you can see how it starts breathing, indicating that it's charging. Pretty cool, right? So a lot of convenience, so you don't have to carry a cord, or if you have a charging station by your bed, like I do, you can just drop it on there and leave it charging at night. Now, as we open this up, you'll notice the earbuds are magnetically locked. When I close it, they're not going to come out. They do guide themselves in, so as you put them in, they kind of lock into place. And when you close it, they're definitely not going to come out. So super duper convenient. Now, as I look at the earbuds themselves, they're similar yet different in design. Similar in the sense that they do fit, they go in your ear, so they're in-ear models. But then also you'll notice at the side here how this comes out a little bit. It's flat design, no physical buttons. What you do is you do tap for all the controls, and it's highly configurable. We're going to see the app in a couple minutes. And you can see where the contact points are. Now, as I put these on, you can see the profile. Very, very low profile in my opinion. So I'm going to turn right, turn left. And it does come with some additional tips that you can adjust. The passive noise cancelling, as soon as you put these on, is really good. So it does do a real nice job of sealing things out. And like we mentioned, it does have active noise cancelling. Now, we're going to have in our test, EBPMAN style, you're going to be able to see the actual reduction that you get from a noise perspective and see how much it reduces. But what I want to talk about is transparency mode. So right now they're in transparency mode. They're not the super hearing earbuds, so we've noticed with other brands that you can adjust it so you can hear more. You can hear what's going on around you, but I would say it's not super heightened, right? It's pretty much, I would say, moderate transparency mode compared to some of the other brands that we've looked at. Now, from the bass, mids, and highs from an audio perspective, and you're going to get this in a couple seconds when you put your earbuds on and listen to what I've been able to capture, bass, mids, and highs are present. The EQ does a pretty nice job when it comes to overall sound stage, depending on the genre that you're listening to. But really it comes down to your musical preference, right? And also the fit. So for me, they're very fatigue free because they kind of rest on your ear a little bit, but they actually go in at the same time, as you can see. So what we're going to do is our EBPMAN style audio test and call quality test next, so you can hear what I heard. Let's get right to it.
I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way.
Now we're going to do the call quality test of the PAMU Z1s in a quiet environment. Now as we take a look at our decibel readings, anywhere between 27 and 28 decibels of noise. It's going to switch. This is what the call quality would sound like making a phone call on the PAMU Z1s in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're adding wind to our environment. This is what the PAMU Z1s sound like with wind in the environment. This is our test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. We're continuing our test of the PAMU Z1s, this time in a noisy environment. And as you can see by our decibel readings, anywhere between 42 and 80 decibels of noise. What we're going to be doing is we're going to switch to the PAMU Z1s. We're going to stay quiet for a little bit to see how much they're canceling, and then we'll continue with the vocal test. Let's go to switch. Now this is what the PAMU Z1s sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're testing out the PAMU Z1s, but this time with an infant crying in the background. This is what they would sound like if an infant were crying in the background. We're continuing our test with the PAMU Z1s, but this time with a dog barking in the background. This is what they would sound like with a dog barking in the background. Now if you're curious what they would sound like with a doorbell ringing in the background, this is what they would sound like if a doorbell was ringing in the background. Now the next thing we're going to take a look at is the PAMU Z1 app. And as you take a look at the features here, as soon as you go into the app, it's pretty straightforward and simple, right? All you have is a dashboard that you come to that gives you the ability to manually turn on most of your features. So what we have first is the ability to turn on active noise canceling, right? Then as soon as you turn it on, you actually hear kind of things melt away, especially if you're in a white noise environment or you have an air conditioner going like I do here. You have transparency mode. And then now I can hear myself in the transparency mode. So each one of the settings are pretty good. Now I'm going to go into the settings area up here in the top, and here you're going to be able to see your left and right power, your battery gauge. You're going to go into your firmware. You have some customizable key functions. Remember, we talked about that you have tap functions, no physical buttons, but you can do some taps. And over here you could either do a press and hold or a double click, and you have the controls for both earbuds, so you'll be able to set all of these settings, you know, whatever you'd like. You can determine what your left earbud will do, what your right earbud would do. And you see you have a lot of flexibility between volume, between tracks, between voice assistance, cycling through active noise canceling, past the transparency mode. All that stuff can happen there. Now, the other thing that you have is you have the loop function. So you could determine, what do you want to start first? Like you go transparency, active noise canceling on, active noise canceling off, or you could just go between transparency and active noise canceling on. So that's a nice little feature that you have there that you can configure. You also have some support functions, and then if we go into the other settings, this is where you're going to turn on the actual game mode. So when you turn that on, you're going to have a low latency. What that means is that the activity that's happening on your game and the sync, what's happening with your earbuds, are going to stay in sync. So you're not going to see any kind of perceivable delay. From watching movies, from gaming, I had a great experience with these, so I didn't really experience any out of sync conditions. Now in this area too, what you can do is you can change the audio settings, right? You can say you want pop, normal, you can do, for example, and there I just switched it back to normal. You have rock, jazz, vocal, and classic. So a lot of flexibility when it comes to the audio profile that you want to hear. So guys, that was our review of the PAMU Z1. Again, active noise canceling true wireless earbuds. I think they're a good value. They do well in our audio tests. They have good active noise canceling. And you be the judge of the overall call quality test. See you in the next one.